Lens Tutorial TV, your one-stop hub for learning everything.
Welcome back to Lens Tutorial TV. It is nice having you again. Just a reminder, we had lesson 2 recently on drawing shapes and lines. And on the screen, you can see that these are the shapes we drew that very day. We colored, and the lines we drew. These are the things we drew the other day with the exemption of this image. Today, we'll be moving to a new lesson, lesson 3. And what are we learning today? We are learning selecting, moving, resizing, and rotating objects in CorelDRAW. That's our topic today. Selecting, moving, resizing, and rotating objects in CorelDRAW. 4 things. Selecting 1. Number 2, moving. 3, resizing. 4, rotating. Now we take them one by one. But before we do that, I will beg you to subscribe if you've not subscribed to this channel.
Comment, like, and share this video.
Please subscribe to Lens Tutorial TV.
And if you have any question for us, try to drop that in the comment section, or you have answered to any of the questions. Do well to answer the questions. Thank you. Now we proceed to moving. Remember, we are selecting, moving, resizing, and rotating. We start with selecting, then we move to moving, from moving, and so on. How do we select? There's one thing you must use here. One tool is called pick tool. Number 1 here in your toolbox. Remember, this is a toolbox here, this portion here. And number 1 on the topmost is called pick tool. Click on that. Even when you open your CorelDRAW normally, that is the default, what you have by default. And it's good to know that the most used tool in CorelDRAW is this pick tool. Now, you want to select anything, click on that. Now, this one will be selected. This one is selected. When your pick tool gets there, just click. It gets selected. This is selected. This one is selected. This selected. This is the one now selected. We select this. But you can't, instead of selecting one by one, you can also do multiple selection. How do you do that? There are 2 major ways of doing this. You can click on the first one, press down your shift button on your keyboard. While your hand is on the shift, then click on the next one, next. Now I've selected about 5 items. How do you know them? Let me drag and carry from here. Let me move. Can you see they follow me? Let me undo. You press on one, then you press down your shift key. Click the rest thing you want to select. That's okay for now. And why do we do this? Maybe you want to apply one thing to all. Whether you want to move them or you want to add a feature to them all. Let me take these 3, for example. This, and this. As me, I want to give 3 of them color red. Then I click the color. Can you see? Color red here. The rest, this was not affected, this was not affected, this was not affected, this not affected, and this. Why? They were not selected. Selection will help you to be able to apply the same thing to all at the same time, or to move them at the same time. Another way of selecting things together, multiple selection. You can do mark you selection. Mark you. How do you do that? Press down your outside the thing you want to select. Outside the thing you want to select. Press down your mouse button, the left. Click. Don't release the left. Don't release it. Then drag over all what you want to select. Drag. Can you see I'm dragging now? I'm dragging. By the time I release my hand, all this will be selected. 4 things have been selected. If I apply color, for example, you see those affected one. Let me use color blue. This was not selected. Do you know why? Let me show you what I did again. Let me undo this. Look at my selection. If you look down, the mark you, the line, the dotted lines round did not cover that object. This is a light blue object completely. It cuts it. Therefore, it's not selected. For it to be selected, I need to move down further. Now, it will be in this way. It must cover it completely. Can you see? If I release now, it's selected. If I should apply the color again, you see it's applied to 4 of them. Undo my coloring. Okay. Let's move from that place. Let's look at selection as well. Selection again. And let's look at status bar. What happened here? Look at the status bar. How many objects selected? When you look here, 3 objects selected on layer 1. Now, let me click on this. How many? rectangle on layer 1. Here, polygon with 3 sides on layer 1. More than one. Let me select 2 things now. 2 things. 2 objects selected. Now, nothing selected. Nothing selected. What do you have? Nothing to show for it. When you deselect, nothing to show. That's about status bar. And that's about a status bar. Now, let's move to the next item here. We've learned about using a pick tool to select. Number 2 is moving. Moving object. How do you move objects? That movement is very necessary. Actually, if you are designing things, let me use this for example. Let me move this one. How do you move? How do you move? You click, whether one or group, whether multiple selection or one. After selecting the object, then press down your mouse button on top and drag to where you want it to go. I've moved it here. Have you seen it? No more where it was. That is moving object around. I can take it to somewhere else. Just press down your mouse button on top. Don't release the mouse button, then drag to where you want it to go. Anywhere, it goes with you. That's movement. But more to that, there are different things you need to know here. How do you move in a straight line? Look at my movement here. Let me give a grid line, for example. Look at this line. Look at the base. And I want to move this thing here. As I'm moving, can you see? It's not really... I need to adjust and adjust before it falls in line. But how do I move perfectly? How do I move perfectly? Let me take it back. Press your control. When you press your control key, then drag. This goes on a straight line. While your hand is on a control, on a straight line. Perfect movement. The same thing you can do is vertically. When you press your control, it goes on a straight line. On a straight line. Perfect alignment when you use your control. Press down the control, don't release your control, then drag to where you want it to be. That's number 2 under movements, moving objects. Number 3, you can use arrow key under movements to move. I'm using my arrow key on keyboard. This one helps you to align for the perfect nudging, perfect movement precision. Need a precision here. You want it to align perfectly. This one goes line by line, just small pixel by pixel, till you get to where you want it to be. This one with perfect. You can use your arrow key to move up and down. You can go up, you can go down. This is all about movement. Now let's move to resizing. Resizing object. Resizing object. How do you resize? How do you make object bigger and smaller? You are still with your pick tool. Today we are using pick tool mainly for resizing, for selecting, for moving, for rotating. Pick tool. Well, how do you resize? Click on that object you want to resize, and what should you do? It depends on how you want it to be. Maybe you come to the side here. Any of the points here. I can come here and make it this way. Undo. I may come and drag this one, and I may want it to be maybe proportional. Let me bring it down. I want here. If I come here, this one gives me the horizontal, make the horizontally longer, bigger, but not affect the vertical. Undo. And if I come here, it makes it to be vertically bigger. But if I want horizontal and vertical at the same time to go together simultaneously, proportionally, I'll come to the edge here, diagonal. At the diagonal side, I drag it diagonally. At this time, both horizontal and vertical increments. We have both horizontal and vertical increment at the same time. Undo again. And what is the advantage? Any advantage? Yes. If you are dealing with picture, let me come to this image I put here. When you are dealing with picture, don't drag horizontally. It will deform it. Can you see this? It's no more the same person. If you take your picture, and you drag horizontally, it will deform you. And if you drag as well vertically, it will also deform. Can you see it has deformed? But you want to increase the picture of this person, come and make it diagonally. Drag diagonally. Come to the edge here. This is how to increase picture. Then it will be perfectly enlarged or perfectly reduced. Do it diagonally. Can make it smaller. That's the advantage of doing that without deforming your picture. Let's continue with resizing. If you want to resize centrally. Let me show you before I talk of centrally. Let me put grid line for this image. Let me put it here to be clearer. And in the middle of this, let me bring grid line here and try to show the center or the middle. I put another one here. Now you can see the X at the center. Now, if I try to increase this, what we did earlier, if I drag this way, the center has shifted, the middle has shifted to this place. Undo. If I drag it this way, the middle has shifted here to this place. But how do I achieve to increase and still have my middle here? What if I drag it diagonically? The middle has shifted here. But I want to put it at the middle. What do I do? How do I achieve that? I will press my shift button. My shift. Hold down the shift. You press shift. You hold it down while you drag. Now I'm pressing my shift. Then I come to resize. Look at it. Can you see the way it's increasing? This one is increasing from the center. Let me now release it. It's still at the, look at it. It's still at the center. At the center. Let me reduce it. Press my shift again. That's if your work is, you've finished designing your work. Where it should be, you put it there. And then the owner says, I want it bigger. And you don't want it to shift. You don't want it to leave that place. Press down your shifts and drag. A drag. That's all. That's about resizing. Another thing to know about resizing. Hold Control for proportional resizing. Control for proportional resizing. Let me take it back again. Press the Control, then you resize. Control, let me press Control. Here, proportional. What do I mean by proportional? What I should explain. Let me make it vertical for you to see. Let me vertical with now this without control. That's vertical. And this horizontal without control key. Now, let's use it with control key. I press my control key. You can do yours as well over there. Then I drag. It has become double, proportionally. Triple, quadruple, times 4, times 5, times 6. Depending on the work. Oh, I say, okay, this proportionally. I need it times 6 of this. To clarify this, let me take it back. Assuming, let me give this size, for example, to be 30. And let me make this one to be maybe 15. Now, look here. The size here, the height, you can see from here, is 15 millimeter. Now, let's press Control and resize now, vertically. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me make it 5. 5, let me release. What do you have here now? What do you have? You have 90. 90. 90 divided by 15. That will give you 6. We've increased it 6 times. 6 times. We've increased 6 times. Let's go again 3 times. This original one. This is the original one. Control. From it to become 30, 45. Let me take it. But I want to be looking at this as I'm doing that. Look at the size here. At the property bar. Control again. It has turned to 15, 45, 60, 75, 90. Undo. We can do that as well. Sideward. Other way around. Let's do that by using the sides. Vertically. Press your Control. Here we have 30. Here to give me, it has changed to 60, 90, 120, 150. When you press your Control, it will multiply, increase it, multiply in a multiple forms, multiple folds. Okay, beside that, you can also do that. Maybe I'm still using Control. If I come to my diagonal, see what you give me with my Control. Therefore, this here, like this, is good for mathematics for children. Question can now come. Let me take it back. Let me have a copy of this and paste. A copy. I'm Control C and Control V. Now there are 2 here, and one is on top of the other one. Now let me drag Control and let me drag this. Then let me take to the back. I will show you later. I'm not showing you that now. What I'm doing here. I'm taking the bigger one. Let me give it another color, and then let me send to the back. Now this is the original one. In mathematics, they can't figure how many of these can we see here. If this is a tile, how many tiles do you have here? This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9. This proportional work is good for those who are doing those who are doing a technical work and so on. Let's proceed from that level. Let's proceed. Then we have we want to also resize using numeric feeds in the property bar. I did that earlier, though I didn't tell you what I was doing. You can use the property bar to increase. Instead of increasing like this, increase that other. You can come to your property bar and do that here. I did that earlier. I mean, okay, I want 60, and I want this place to be maybe 45. You do that in property bar. Make sure you don't use this. Make sure you don't use this. But this property bar will not show until you click the object you want to resize. I click this one. Then it will show. This place is for position. Where the origin, the position. Here, when you come here, this is the one for resize object. Object size. Don't make a mistake of using this. Use this. Then I may choose, okay, why not make it 45, 45? So I have to be square. Okay, I use this mainly if you want precision, accuracy. Maybe you have to you want to design a poster, a flyer, or whatever. maybe what you want to design is maybe about 12. Okay, let's even make it small. Maybe about something of 90. Okay, let's make it 120. 120. That's the width. And the height, maybe about 200. What I want to design. Have you seen that? Or maybe, okay, for you to see clearly, I don't want to use zoom now. I don't want to zoom. Okay, let me zoom. Let me still zoom, by the way. Here, this is everything. This is the work. I'm designing something like this. Whether it could be a book cover, it could be a flyer. You use this way to get accuracy, what you want. Because mainly in design, if you want to design work, you take your ruler, you measure the size I want, then you can just start anyhow. You start anyhow. Maybe I take my rectangle here, I draw it. After drawing, then I come here to change the size. So maybe, okay, I want 100. Before we put this, I put an end to this. Why do we do resizing? As I said earlier, for your work to be accurate or what you want to achieve, what you want to achieve. Okay, now the last one, or second to the last, let's go to rotation and skewing. Rotation and skewing. How do you rotate? To rotate, let me delete this one. To rotate, how do you rotate? You click one, then click the second time. I deselect. You don't do double clicking, not double clicking. You click once. After this to select it, the first clicking is to select. After selecting, click second time. Then it will give you handle for rotating. This for rotating. You can see the curve arrow, curve arrow, curve arrow. These curve arrows here are for rotating. Why this straight arrows, they are horizontal and the vertical. They are for skewing. Now, how do we rotate? After this, you can come here and rotate to your taste. Rotate the way you want it. You use that time for even our text. When we type things, let me give a test, for example. Let me type something. Lens tutorial TV. And in my work, maybe I'm designing something nicely. After doing this, let me take this back again to, okay, let me even delete this. I need a thing to put this. I draw something like this. Okay. And let me give this color. And let me give this color as well. Nice color. Okay, that will show. But better still, okay. Better still, let me the background to be this color. And this can now be brighter color. Higher, deeper color. Then, having this, I want this at the corner of let me group them together. All the grouping, all these things, some of them I've not taught you, you know them later. Now, the two are together, and I want it somehow to be in a slant form. I will rotate. I've clicked now, rotate to be like this at the beginning of my work. Lens Tutorial TV, then maybe I have a work, something like this. Lens Tutorial TV presents. Can choose a special font. Presents. Like maybe when you are designing your poster and so on, can you see use the rotation for this Lens Tutorial TV. You can use to rotate when you are creating your logo, when you are creating your flyer, your banner, and so on. You can use it for picture, for human. Let me bring our picture, this picture here. Let me take it up, and let use it over there. This picture here can be here. I can try to also rotate it. I can put it at this corner here, then rotate it otherwise. It's for, okay, after that, that's rotation. What about the skewing? The skewing. How do you skew? Back again, let me draw a rectangle. How do you skew? I click, you use this one to skew. This is skewing. Have you seen? You can do it vertically. This is skewing. I may use that for any other objects, not only for rectangle. Have you seen? Can use it for this as well. The same thing, rotation. You can rotate this as well. Skewing and rotation. Okay. You can also use your property bar to do this. Property bar. Let's take any of them. Let's take this, for example. You want to rotate. You see at the property bar here. You just type the number you want. Maybe I want 45. I want 45. Then I press enter. Can you see it has changed this? Where's my car? This car, I want it to maybe go for about a 30-degree tilted. Enter. You can do it from here, or you do it manually by clicking and dragging to your, depends on you whether. And finally for this morning, we will see how to use Docker, the transformation Docker. I'm coming to Windows to bring my Docker. We did that earlier. Windows, I come to Dockers, then I come to transform. It was there before, I just remove it. Now then transform is out. What we did this morning, like movement can be done there. This position movement, you can move. Let's take it, for example, you want to move this. Then how should it go? Is it horizontal or vertical? Vertical, diagonal, the way how you want to move. And we are moving this one. Then you increase the direction you want to go. I want to come to the right. Then after increasing, I click apply. It has moved. But this one duplicated. Oh, I didn't change it from duplication. Let me take back undo. That day we duplicated. Therefore, this should be 0. If you are not duplicating, 0. Then we can now move. It has moved. I want to move it down. I increase this one, either up and down. That's about move. And the same, apart from that, you can use this for rotation. As when you are rotating this our car, you can do it from here. Can you see that rotation we've done this morning? We've also done length sizing. You can also use it to size the sizing. How do you want to size it? You can use for your sizing. Just adjust it from here. Are you making it smaller or bigger? Then click apply. Now it's smaller. I've made it smaller. Do the sizing here. And what do you have again? We have a skewing here. Skewing. You can skew it here. If you take any of them again, let me use this one for example. To skew it. Everything. That's skewing. Therefore, this is how we can do this morning. And I believe you've learned a lot. With all I've taught this morning, you should be able to, on your own, to start practicing how to design things. Now you can move, you can resize, you can increase, you can start doing things for yourself. Practical way. Practical things can be done. Don't wait until finish the whole lesson. Day by day, lay your hands on things. I want to design the thing. Take something around there. I want to design the thing. Follow these steps. And you will see that now, gradually, you are becoming a professional in graphic designing. Thank you for being with us today. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to comment. And don't forget to subscribe if you've not subscribed. Thank you. See you in our next class.
Comment, like and share this video.
Please subscribe to Lens Tutorial TV.